All right, welcome back to another late night gun chat. We have Walsh from Thin Line of Defense here, and Pat, the real man of genius. Real man of genius. That was pretty good, wasn't it? All right.
That was excellent.
Yeah, I actually want to do a real women of genius commercial, and the first one I'm going to do is Mrs. Almost or Ms. Almost Supermodel Sideline Reporter. You asked the most obvious questions, like, Coach, do you have to play harder in the second half to win this game? At least I'm still pretty, stuff like that. What do you think? You think, is that too sexist? All right, YouTube's going to ban this chat already, right there.
Yeah, it's already shut down. I can already see it closing right now.
Yeah. So anyway, looks like we got John 12 Gauge was the first one in here. All right, John, if you have a channel, let us know so we can drop your link in the chat. 67 Rebel SST AMC was the first one in here. And then we got Adam, John 12 Gauge, brownies for my fat. Adam is here again. The pig ran 40 yards deep into the brush. Just shot my first pig in forever. Bullet went in the neck. Pig ran 40 yards deep in the brush. Couldn't find it until the sun came up. Wow. All right, we got Cherry City Guns and Ammo. Great video today on the Kimbers. So go check out that video. Antonio, Claudio, Michael, man, it's been a long time no see. Good to see you, brother. All right. John Fazer, all the way up in Tok, the coldest part of Alaska. He's probably at negative 40-something right now. It actually warmed up to 46 or 40 today and rained here. I mean, poured rain. All right, which is crazy. So now all the roads, it's freezing tonight. All the roads are going to be icy. Like, you're going to need to strap on some ice skates tomorrow. So that's that. Good to see you, Antonio. James is here. James Pugh. First pig, Adam says. I live in Texas, but there are no pigs near El Paso. That means somebody's done a good job of hunting them out, because they say you got to kill 80% a year just to make a dent in the population, because they have 3 litters a year and 9 piglets per litter. So good to see you too, Chuck. Work been killing all the service calls I've been doing for the last 8 months. So tired. Oh man, yeah. I noticed you've been missing a little bit. I've checked out a couple of your videos. So Antonio does a tool review and tool haul deals channel. So go double check him. Brownies, if you'll put that in the chat for everybody to check it out. So Boogerdog is here. All right, there we go. So we got 11 people watching. Walsh, why don't you tell us what's coming up on your channel so everybody can do that, know what's going on?
So currently we're working on a 6mm arc series. So those of you who aren't really following what 6mm arc is, we started with the 224 Valkyrie, and the idea is to have the AR-15 platform where you can shoot up to 1,000 yards. And I don't know how many of you have shot 224 Valkyrie, but it could possibly do it. Like, maybe if you shot a whole ton of times and maybe hit it once, but it's just amazingly inconsistent. That round we found it's just not going to do it. Maybe 1 in 100, and then you're going to say, oh, I finally did it, first try, and it's just not going to happen. So we switched everything over, and we went over to 6mm arc, and we did some off-the-shelf shooting. It was all right, and now we're working on some load development, doing some ladder loads, some things like that. And those would turn out to be really good. I was kind of saying to Chuck just before this that I still got to edit some of those videos. I haven't even looked at some of them yet. They've been shooting them and telling me how awesome it's been. But I've seen some of the actual groupings. So, I mean, we're shooting nothing spectacular. You always talk about how you need, like, I want to get a Night Force optic and, these crazy things. We're shooting Athlon optics. We're shooting junk. And we go from these crazy groups to now we're just shooting half MOA on the 6mm arc and really doing some cool stuff with it. So absolutely loving that. I got another video coming out this week. For some reason, I ended up with like 20,000 different pairs of tactical gloves. So I don't know about you, but I always run into so many different types of gloves, and I don't know what's good and what's crap, and then I'll get them, and then I'll just hate them. So I go through like 10 different pairs, and I'm looking to go over that this Friday, and then next Friday we're going to actually do that next series of our 6mm arc.
Awesome.
That's kind of what we got going on.
Yeah, I've been looking at that cartridge. I'd like to see, like, 80 grain GMX personally, like a good deer hunting load. GMX is a good little bullet, and that 80 grain. It's 80 grains. I've killed deer with 55 grain VMAX, but that GMX kind of stays together. And I think that would be a good little hunting / medium to small game, wolves, fox, deer. I wouldn't mind taking a caribou with it. Probably a little light for black bear, but if you hit it in the right spot, well, who cares, right? So
one thing we noticed too is that we're seeing a lot of these higher end optics. You start seeing these 1x8s and 1x10s, and the 5.56 really is just not effective out to that range. You start being able to see 800 yards, and you're like, wow, that's awesome. I can see that. This is a cartridge now. My optic can see further than my cartridge can really be effective at. So you start getting to 6mm arc, and all of a sudden you're like, well, wait a minute. We just changed a barrel on a bolt, and now my 1x10, 1x8 is way more effective, and I can do some really cool things with it. So, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I just picked up a 1:6 Righton optic. Right, Don? It looks good. I decided it was a total impulse buy. Probably shouldn't have bought it, but it's going to go on top of the 6.5 Creedmoor AR-10, 18-inch. So, but I'm going to send the heavy barrel off. Pat, what's going on with you, man? How's your channel? What's going up on your channel?
Well, right now I need to get a plan. But no, when you said that you got that right on, that's the way you say it, like literally right on, man. I've been hunting with the 1-8, the X3 1-8, and man, I've just been killing it, dude. Dropped 4 whitetail this season with the X3 1-8 on a 30-30. So enjoying that. But the last shot was actually a 178-yard heart shot. But anyway, my channel, I'm gonna have to get just a plan, period. I've just been kind of finally got everything I've been working for together. So now I need to work on the channel.
Yeah, Mr. FNH knows better than to call me Chook. Do not compliment Chook like that, guys. I mean,
wait, is Chook in the chat?
No,
chat.
Chook's not in the chat. I've been watching the chat while y'all been blabbing on and whatever and all that, and Chook's not in the chat. Chook's got the link and he's on his way to work, so he probably isn't going to join in. But that's that. All right, come on, Mr. FNH, don't compliment him like that. Come on now. All right. What's your opinion on 6.5 Creedmoor? I love it. I'm editing a video right now with 6.5 Creedmoor. I have 3 of them. I absolutely love it. I've taken a caribou with Barnes LRX. I absolutely love 6.5 Creedmoor. So that's that. So are there better hunting rounds out there? Yes, 270 is a better hunting round. 30-06 is a better hunting round. 308 is a better hunting round out the hunting distances. But if you want no recoil and flat shooting and high ballistic coefficient, that's it doesn't have the most oomph and energy and foot-pounds of energy up at the muzzle, but way out at 400 and 500 yards, it has more than 308. It has more than I think it takes 700-800 yards. It has more than 270. So I own 3 of them. All 3 of them are capable of inch or less with factory ammo. My Savage 22-inch, it's really my wife's hunting gun. That thing's gotten a 1/2-inch group. My Bergara, which is a target gun, and what I killed my caribou with, because I like carrying a 14-pound rifle through the Alaskan backcountry, and that thing was awesome. It's a 1/2-inch shooter too. And then my Arrow Precision right now is I've got a 1.25-inch group at 100 yards with just iron sight. So once I get that scope on there, that's going to shrink to at least 0.75, if not more, if I do my part that day. So that's that. I'll
chime in on 6.5. I'll chime in on 6.5 also. 2 things. I'm with you on the match. Like, I've shot the match ammo, and so many people give me crap. Like, hey, you're out there just training and you're just using garbage ammo. Like, I'm using like S&B, just nonsense ammo, shooting half MOA groups, not even knowing what I'm doing. I mean, that's where you're at. I shot a 6.5 Creedmoor. I've never shot long range before, and just roll out there shooting S&Bs and half MOA groups. That's the kind of rifle and what it can do for you. And then when you go to shoot out 300 yards, what you're one mil? I mean, that's usually what the adjustment is. And I want to share. There's one cool optic I want to be showing soon too. This is from Primary Arms. This is the Apollo 6.5. I don't know if you've seen this, Chuck, but this actually has in the reticle. I wish I could show you the actual reticle, but it has in the reticle the actual holdovers already for 6.5. So you just kind of make some small adjustments based on your elevation, but where you kind of zero it. I have to make a small adjustment at like 500 yards. I think I got to click up just a couple times. Just to keep it on all the way up to 1,000 yards. But basically from 0 to 1,000, all your holdover, and so you don't got to you don't got to change anything unless you get to. I make a small adjustment just because I notice it's a little bit off, just with my elevation. But then you'd have all the holdovers from 0 to 1,000 right on the scope, and you don't got to worry about adjusting really anything. It's really pretty slick. I'll be showing some cool videos of that later, of the difference between doing turret elevation adjustments and then just doing full on holdover, because the 6.5 makes it stupid easy.
Yeah, I do holdover. I don't even use my turrets move so easily when they're on my backpack or whatever. I actually got electrical tape around my turrets, and so it looks ghetto. It's my ghetto fix. I'm thinking about actually designing something that's like a cap with some rubber that you can kind of like stretch around where it'll keep them from moving. But that's that. I love my 6.5, and I do everything in the reticle. My scope only goes to 800 yards. So there is that, but I am sighted in at 300 with the crosshairs, and it's done a 1.75 inch group at 300 in the wind. So I'm not too unhappy with that. Pat, what do you think? What's your opinion on 6.5? Creedmoor.
I've had a little opportunity with the 6.5, and a buddy had his, and man, even with the little cheap scope, it was one of the. It's a Walmart brand. What is that? It comes in the blister pack from Walmart. But anyway, huh?
It was like Sightmark? I forget.
No, it wasn't Sightmark. It was one of the. No, but it was pretty boringly accurate with a like $60 blister pack scope. Yeah. And see, I don't have a 6.5 myself. I consider that one mainstream, and I like to stay in these outer. That's just my style.
You're weird. It's okay.
But no, literally with a cheap $60 scope, it was boringly accurate, which is a compliment.
I will say boringly accurate is a good way to describe. I could put anybody behind that, and whatever range you want to hit, all right, you'll be fine. Like anybody off the street, it's that easy.
Yep, definitely. All right, next question. What do you think of 6mm Creedmoor for a fox, coyote, varmint gun? I think it's a little much. Maybe if you were hunting wolves too, or you wanted to also hunt deer with the same load. I know up here, people sell the pelts still. That's still like you can sell a wolf pelt. You can actually make a good living if you can go kill, 10 wolves a day in certain areas or whatever the law is, 10 wolves a year or coyotes. You can sell the pelts really well. And here, and people don't like the mess of the pelt. So here, 55 grain full metal jacket is what they usually use and try to hit the things in the head or the neck or something like that, where they're not just tearing up the pelt going out the other side. So that's what I would think, based on my experience, I think it's too much. But if you're just trying to get rid of them because they're getting into your chickens or killing all the fawns on your property, then yeah, 6mm Creedmoor is fine for fox and coyote and even wolf and even with like a monolithic hollow point like a tip TSX or a GMX from Hornady, like you could take deer and black bear and anything you want to with a 6mm Creedmoor. I'd say it's a little light for moose, a little light for grizzly bear, but people have done it with less. So,
Chuck, too, with that though, wouldn't you need to be really careful with barrel life? You probably know more about this than me, but I know. If I'm shooting varmint with a 6mm Creedmoor, the barrel life on that's got to be pretty low.
Yeah, I would imagine. The 6mm Creedmoor is, the same as a 243. I think it's just a hair hotter than a 243. I'd have to look at the chart. Somebody can correct me in the chat, I'm sure. And I'm thinking 6mm Creedmoor would be the barrel life would be the issue. However, the casing is designed like the 6.5 Creedmoor to help with that throat erosion and help with the barrel, help get a full powder charge. So that's that. So Boogerdog, sorry, go ahead, Pat. I forgot to let you talk on that one.
Oh no, you're golden. I've read in the past somewhere around 400 rounds, which I can't add any validity to that. But some of those hotter rounds with that throat erosion, you're probably going to burn a barrel within 20 boxes of ammo. But like I said, I haven't put that one to the test.
Well, the one thing about that ammo, that burning the barrel thing, is that is for max grade accuracy. Like the barrel needs to be replaced for max grade accuracy. That's what they determine barrel life for. If your gun's getting half an inch and your barrel all of a sudden is giving you 1.25 inches, you can still hunt out to 500 yards. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah. So there is that. I mean, people go, "Oh, I shoot all the time," and I've shot 1,900 rounds and my barrel's not got less accurate. Well, you haven't found that load where your barrel likes to put it 1/4 of an inch and then seen the group grow over time. That's what you haven't done yet. So Boogerdog wants to know what kind of powder load is behind that 6mm arc. Do you know, Walsh?
Full disclosure, I don't, and I will apologize right now. I'll try to come on here next time and have more information. I have those videos. I literally haven't watched them. I don't have any problem with sharing them. I know we're a bit over max load. That's kind of where we started the ladder load. So if you want to go look at any of the load data, you can know we started a little over max and then worked our way down from there. I don't know the exact load though, unfortunately.
Moving from AK to California in April, congratulations. How is the supply of 5.56 mags in the Anchorage area? Really good right now, actually. That's the one thing we have are 5.56 magazines. If you want to, Tommy, you can send me a check and I'll buy a bunch for you and store them, leave them in the package. Yep. Antonio says good, nice 4 whitetail. Congrats. Here's the link to Antonio's channel. Everybody in the chat wants to go subscribe over there. There you go. Oh, he apologized. Oops, sorry, bro. Oh, I meant Chuck. There you go. There you go.
I think it's on purpose.
Yeah. Is Chuck still working at Hooters? Nobody wants to see that. Come on. No, they fired him. Well, Chuck and Chuck are two different peeps at the peeps. The shame. Yeah. People get us confused all the time. And here's the difference. I'm the smart one. He's not. Okay. So yeah. And we don't even look alike. I'm bald. He's not. He's got tattoos all over his arm. I grew up too Baptist for that, whatever, honest mistake. I was thinking Chuck while I typed Chuck. Dry fire my AK-103. What's an AK-103? Loma 6.5 got a cheap Ruger American. There you go. 6.5 Creedmoor is solid. Yeah, it's a good round. Like it sledgehammered that caribou. There you go. Nothing wrong with cheap ammo for practice.
People give me all kinds of grief about it. That's good ammo. It's good for practice.
Pay so little attention to that comment section.
Oh yeah.
You have your guys that are really positive and awesome, and then you've got your little fringe 20%. That little fringe negative 20%. You just go on.
I have this weird group of people. Every time I shoot an LPVO and I use it at 1x, there's like 5 or 6 different random commenters that get really, really angry that I'm using an LPVO like a red dot every time. They get super mad, and I don't. Okay, guys.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
I mean, that's use it kind of the intent. you like both eyes open.
Yeah, both eyes open, like a red dot.
Super mad. Super mad.
I shoot both eyes open on a regular rifle scope, like 4 to 16 power. I shoot both eyes open there. You're supposed to,
I shoot both eyes open. I mean, if I'm at 30x, I'm still got both eyes. I shot archery for a long time, so I just shoot both eyes open now.
Absolutely. There you go. All right, Adam Hines is jumping on the 6.5 hating with the Navy is considering replacing all 5-inch guns with the 6.5 Creedmoor. There you go. Yeah, it gets better ballistics. What can we say? All right, he's kidding. Let's see. White Space Marine wants to know if that was a Bushnell there, Pat.
I think something center point.
Center point.
Yeah.
There you go. 6.5s are not. You have 20 quilting circles. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's
Nothing
gonna be
wrong
good
with
for the
quilting
comments.
circles.
Yeah, I'm about to say, let's not get into quilting now. Let's.
I did this one myself, Cherry City. I did this one myself. Isn't it
It looks
nice?
like a cow.
See?
Oh.
I'm just playing.
That looks like my kid's baby towel. All right, so
That's too funny.
yeah, this comment is playback for what I put on his 6.5 versus 270 video that's blown up. It's a good, great video. That's what this comment is payback for, because I put on his in the comment 270 is like 30-06 for women, and 6.5 is like 6.5 by 55 Swede for those who like science. That's what I put on his, and so that's what this comment is payback for. He's rubbing me, just good fun, but that's what he's rubbing me back for. Yeah,
Spicy.
it's a great video. Everybody go check Cherry City out. He had a good video of the day on the Kimbers too. Yeah, Chasky. Thoughts on 257 Weatherby? I would like to have one. I would like to have one if you could get the right ammo for it. But again, it's a Weatherby, really fast barrel life. Take a 25-06, add 200 to 300 feet per second, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that. Anybody else got an opinion on the 257 Weatherby?
Not me.
I haven't used one. Nowadays, people they find ammo, then they ask me, what can I shoot this out of? That's
Exactly.
really where things are at nowadays.
Seriously. 257 Weatherby, 25-06, and 257 Roberts are like the only firearms ammo on the shelf, along with 6mm Creedmoor and like 338 Remington Ultra Magnum is the only thing on the shelves right now in Anchorage. You can't find 308, 270, 5.56, 9mm. Actually, I bought 9mm yesterday. I bought some of the Buffalo Bore Plus P Plus coated hard or jacketed hard cast penetrators. They're 124 grain Plus P Plus. I've got 4 or 5 different types of ammo right now. I'm going to do best 9mm bear defense video. All right, so I'm going to do that. And
so quick plug too, Jason's actually looking to do, so he's doing a little outdoor expedition right now in the Winter Wonderland, and he's actually looking to do some bear hunt. So he's with you guys one of the couple weeks ago before Christmas, I think. So he may need to get with you on some good bear ammo. So I'll even talk to you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. All right, Brownie's just put your link in the chat. Brownie's is good at that. That's his job, and he does a good job. Scrolled all the way down there. What's your opinion on the Savage 2? Savage 2? 22, maybe?
Which one?
Yeah, I'd have to see that better. Yeah. What are your thoughts on a mare's leg 357? I don't care purchase or not. No, there's no point in having a lever action that you can't shoulder. In my opinion.
Valid point. Form won that thing with $200. SBR it. I would absolutely do that. Yeah. Short barrel rifle.
Agreed.
Because it's literally it's 2 screws. Pop a regular stock on that dude, and you have a short barreled lever action that you could swing around all over the place. Mm-hmm. I would take one, and I would thread it.
Of course you would, because John Fazer remembers Pat only likes suppressed tactical lever actions.
It's already there.
No, my over the top. I built this over the top Marlin Dart 3030. And that thing, I took it out and I scratched it up. It's leaned up over here with scratches all over it. Killed 4 whitetail with it. Had an absolute blast.
Yeah. Yeah, better options than 357. There we go. If 6mm Creedmoor is a bit much for Coyote, Fox, Wolf, do you think 22 Hornet is a good caliber? Absolutely. Yeah. It depends on how far you're shooting. If you're trying to shoot Coyote and Fox and Wolf at 400 and 500 yards, and yeah, you want to go 6 Creedmoor, 257 Roberts, 25-06, something like that. But you want to, if you're saving the hides. Now, 6mm Creedmoor is not too much if you're not saving the hides, but if you're saving the hides for fur and for fur bearing, then you want a 22-250 with a full metal jacket. That's what you want. I mean, to be honest with you, you want 55 grain 22-250, so you could zip out there if you're saving the hides. If you're just trying to get rid of them off your cattle ranch, you're trying to keep them from eating your chickens, whatever. You're shooting under 300 yards, anything will work. But 6mm Creedmoor is better, like long distance. But if they're coming up, within 100 yards to your chicken coop at night, hit them with that 22 Hornet. That's fine. 223. I'd still buy 223 for that. All right. It's a good load, but is a dangerous round. What do you mean by that? Chook, femboy, hooters. Like, I don't know where this thing is.
Someone's got to tell me the story about
Maybe
him and Hooters. I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it too. I have no idea what we're talking about here. So,
I think that's what makes it even funnier. Like, the people in the comment section know the joke and we don't. Like, all right.
Yeah. You think I would know, but yeah. So let's see. I was going to ask how much that 6mm comps to 25-06 energy and trajectory. Well, 25-06 can still get a heavier bullet and has a lot more powder charge behind it. So, 25-06 with the right twist rate, you can do a 130 grain bullet, 131 grain ACES bullet, and you've got a high ballistic coefficient, and it's still going 29-ish, 23,000 maybe. So, I mean, I don't think 6mm arc compares to 25-06. The difference is you can't put 25-06 in an AR-10 or an AR-15. You can put 6mm arc in an AR-15. So there you go. All right. Thanks. All right. Dan O'Neill wants to see the bear sled video again. Shoot one shot from AR-10, then sim jam, go to backup handgun. Yeah. Yeah, we've been meaning to get out and do that bear charging video again. I don't know if you saw that one. It was a long time ago. Chook and I did it. We put a bear target on a sled, and we both just ran with the sled, and I run so slow that it wasn't a very fast bear. But anyway, I'm the guy who want to take with you, and because you don't even have to shoot me in the knee when we run from the bear. All right, so normally you take a liberal with you. Shoot him in the knee. I'm just kidding, YouTube. All right, just kidding. I would never do that. I don't do that anymore, or any less. I don't do that at all. Just kidding. But anyway, I'm the kind of guy you take fishing with you, so that you don't have to worry about outrun the bear. You only have to outrun me, and I go 0 to 60 sometimes. Anyway, yeah. Opinion on the Savage Axis 2. Good gun. Axis. You can get one that shoots lights out, or you might get one that's a 1.5 MOA all day kind of thing. So, I mean, it is what it is. For the money, they're a good gun. I had the Axis 1 in 25-06, but that's it's a good gun. So, but it is what it is. Know someone who supplements his retirement with pelt hunting, 22-50 with 50 grain burned varmint grenades and headshots whenever possible. He states that body shots will not have an exit hole. There you go. There you go. All right. 257 cartridges are above all else the ones that nobody buys. Yeah, pretty much. Do you think 204 Ruger is the new improved 223? Absolutely not. No. 204 Ruger is designed for a different purpose. So, yeah. Oh, you're talking about ricocheting on something hard. I don't know. I mean, all bullets can ricochet on something hard enough. That's that.
And if you shoot suppressed, you'll realize so many more bullets actually ricochet. Because you take that boom away, you would be absolutely amazed at what bullets ricochet.
Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed shooting in these places that have a lot of rock quarries is like I dig the rocks out of the back stop first. A lot of places because there's just so much of the rocks here.
Talking about Rocky, I'm just saying, even shooting steel target or anything, you'll hear that bullet just screech off when you take the boom away with the suppressor, and that's across the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, got Ghost Tactical in the house.
I know Mr. F&H was talking about the AK-103 by PSA. I haven't dealt with it. I know he was talking about it, but I've seen a bunch of traffic just dealing with them from the marketing side. The AK-103 is one of their super hot ticket items. They get themselves say they can't even keep them in stock. So I haven't gotten to mess with one. Everything looks pretty awesome. There's a ton of people who are just trying to get their hands on them though. So there's some sort of hype there that seems to be a little bit of underground hype that they're not hyping it, but everybody wants them. So there's got to be something going on there.
Okay, yeah. Wise Space Marine says, saw a box of 270 on AmmoSeek, and it was $100. It sold within an hour. Cannot find 25-06. Crazy. My bad. It was Yankee Marshall that had the job at Hooters. Sorry, Chook, when you see this. Oh, wow.
I think we just leave it. Like just Chook and Hooters. That's just leave it. Don't even fix it.
Yeah.
He says.
He might have more luck in than he does in Asia. I mean, he always talking about going to find his Asian bride. He's going over to Asia to find his Asian bride, and he gets back and he dumps the girl. Yeah. So, anyway, Ryan Thomas, the 204 Ruger is amazing. It's a dynamic cartridge, but not good for defensive or military application. Yeah, I agree. Thoughts on the new Savage straight bolt rifle? I don't want to lead you wrong. I've never used a straight pull of any kind in my life. I picked one up and like bolted it in a gun store, pulled it, but I'm not. It just seems like to me that if you hand load hot, at near max, at max, just slightly above max, which you shouldn't do. If you hand load hot, it just seems to me like the straight pull would not be as tight or as strong as a regular bolt action. You guys disagree or agree? Maybe I'm wrong.
Mine's muscle memory. Like I got to roll against tons of training and muscle memory to run a whole new style. Like what am I really gaining by switching out to that style? It's just not worth it to switch that for me. I don't know. What are your thoughts?
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with him. When it comes to learning a new mechanic, it's with your normal bolt action. You flick up, you flick back, you flick back, you flick down. Just stick with 90% of what you have instead of trying to learn this minuscule thing that you. Yeah.
Instead of relearning the whole thing over again from the beginning.
Yep. It doesn't look like they'd be hard to learn. It's just, it takes several days of shooting just to make sure you're 100% used to it. And then you jump back on something else and it's like, oh man, now I was used to that. But to me,
if there's a big advantage, like if I was like, hey, if by doing this, I gain a whole bunch of this, it doesn't seem to be like a huge difference between a difference of style or preference. So to do it all because of a different preference.
If you're good for rapid fire between that and a regular bolt gun, what do you gain? 0.3 seconds. If you're good and you know what you're doing between the two of them. Yeah. I mean, that could be the difference between life and death.
If you're really good, you can rack around while you're, still have recoil. So, yeah. It depends on what you're shooting. And how fast.
I was always taught to use the recoil to help you rack the round because it's coming back already. And then you just slam it forward. So, all right, there we go. What about barrel life in that 204 Ruger? Cherry City, you know anything about barrel life? Because that bullet's screaming at like, 4,000 feet per second? 38, 39 on a bad day? PSA is the future of AKs if imports keep costing $800 plus. And there you go.
I see so many people who get upset and say like, PSA, and they just as good. I've never seen a PSA fail, and I've never seen a PSA that doesn't shoot with just fine tactical accuracy. Is it going to shoot cherries out of somebody's hand? No, probably not. But it works perfectly fine, and they have a reasonable price. These people buying like $3,000 AR-15s, like, oh, it's going to be more reliable. Like, no, it's the same. It's the same parts. Just calm down. Like, the PSA is fine.
Yeah. I actually have I have 2 PSAs that'll shoot 3/4 of an inch or less at 100 yards. Do I think there are some better quality guns out there? Yeah, but I do have 2 that'll do the job. The one I had a lot of trouble with was a PSA, the 20-inch one, and I found out it was my own fault because I put it on an Anderson lower. That was my first issue, and it was a little bit out of spec, so the upper and the lower don't fit real well, and so I put an AccuWedge in it. And I got that AccuWedge super tight. And what did you do when you put an AccuWedge in it? You're actually pushing the upper and lower apart, right? And so that's how it gets tighter, is they push up against each other with that pin in there. And I would have a hard time racking to get it tight like I wanted to, tight fit. I'd have a hard time if it got dirty, cold, or snow in there. I couldn't, I would take forever slamming the forward assist, reworking the bolt several times to get around to go in there. Once it went in there, the first time it would shoot. But it just wouldn't do it when you were reloading that first round. And it all came out to be me putting that AccuWedge in there, pushing those apart. Once I took the AccuWedge out and I have a loose receiver again, it's working fine. So I'm thinking about like buying another lower receiver when they come available, and it's not an Anderson, and transferring everything over and selling the Anderson. But I got other stuff to do first, so that's just not.
I'd love to go up into a competition, just show up with the junk PSA and just show people it doesn't matter. Like, people get so gear heavy, it just doesn't matter. Show up with a junk PSA and you're going to do perfectly fine if you have any sort of training whatsoever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I can sit on that soapbox all day.
Yeah, I think I saw this video, Boogerdog. Hairiest steel ricochet I ever saw was on YouTube. Guy prone shooting 660 grain. Full metal jacket 50 cal got bounced back to a couple of feet to the side of him and about a foot in front. Eyes were wide open. I bet they were. Yeah, I bet they were.
They're on a table. Maybe it's 2 different videos. But I saw a guy on a table just catch a 50 BMG.
Right in the ear defenders, wasn't it?
Yeah, it like just missed him. Barely missed him.
I saw that one too. Yeah. Shooting steel is, like I always shoot a hanging steel target or one that's angled. One of the two.
Oh, yeah.
If it's straight, if it's not angled or hanging where it'll give, don't shoot it. Like be safe. So got 2 old rounds of 25-06 that were found up on a high cliff overlook way out in the desert. I should sell them at $5 a piece. There you go.
Yeah,
right.
I managed to find 2 old 30-30s. We'll go $3 a piece.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. There's so many people out there who just go crazy and they have no training, but they're saying, "Oh, I got this $3,000." I don't care, man. Take a PSA. If you can rock a reload on a PSA, I'm gonna be way more impressed on what you can do than what gun you're using. Like,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it comes down to how practiced you are with it. That's that old saying, "Show me a man with one gun." That actually has some merit, and you can have more than one gun as long as you're practiced up with all of them.
Show me the guy that owns one rifle. I'll show you a guy who knows how to use it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. 4250 feet per second with a 32 grain bullet. Surprising good barrel life because there's such a small powder charge. There's not enough cutting gases to erode the throat. There you go. Cool. I've learned something. Cherry City has once again taught me something. He knows more about firearms than he's forgotten more about firearms than I know, I think. I've got 500 plus through my Savage Model 25 walking Farmander, and it still has boring accuracy. My best group in my life was .214 MOA 5 shots. Yeah.
That's a great 5-shot group. That's a great group.
Yeah. That group is less than a 223 bullet. A 223 bullet is .224, and he's got 5 shots in that. I actually had a group. My best group of my life was .277, 3-shot group with a JT distributing AR-15 I had, Hornet tap ammo, and it was a 3-shot group, and it was still like crazy. And that one is killing my group right there, which is my best group. So not only does Cherry City Guns and Ammo teaches me stuff, he outshoots me too, apparently, which is good. I mean, it's good for him. Happy for him. So, and he just crossed 1,000 subscribers. So y'all go over and check him out, and he's going to get monetized and get his videos shown. And he's a good guy. So,
congrats, man. I will say the first 1,000 is the hardest, and everything after that, I think it's because you usually have a little bit of YouTube on your side, but then it just flies out of control. So congrats, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ricochet took off his airball. Doesn't PSE use rejected parts from other manufacturers? Not to my knowledge, no.
No. PSA, they save a lot of money by building a lot of stuff in-house. They definitely don't use rejected parts. Majority of their bolt carrier groups are actually going to be Toolcraft, so they're just going to be labeled PSA. So don't think you're getting something different. I know Daniel Defense and a couple others use some different bolt carrier groups, but don't think different's better.
Okay. I can outfit my whole family of PSAs for the price of a fancy one. Yeah, there you go. That's why I have 3 PSAs and 1 nicer one. Mine's not even all that much nicer. Yeah, so my JT distributing kit, Double Star JT, they make good stuff too. And training wins the fight, not gear. Absolutely. Any firefight you can walk away from, you win. Or run away from. My opinion, and I can't say anything about other than my opinion, technology, most guns are good enough. If you put the time with it, you could be proficient to accomplish whatever you need. There you go. I think we'd agree on that. The 30-30 going MIA on the shells is a huge surprise for me. That was the last round I thought would be hard to find. Yeah, I mean, you can't find. I saw a box yesterday, but yeah, you can't find any here. So, all right,
and
only 16 likes.
That's what I agree to. The people that are propping up Sniffin' Joe didn't even realize what 30-30 is. They don't even know what it is to ban it, and everybody just ripping it off the shelves.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So the ammo companies, the supply chain, after everybody started the COVID closures in March, Mr. Guns and Gear put out a good thing on it. The supply chain at the distributor level, ammo was out. It was out at the distributor level. They usually make hunting ammo in the spring so that it's ready for fall, right? Well, they didn't make as much hunting ammo this year because they were trying to catch up with 9mm and 223, which they still have not caught up with and not going to for quite some time. So they, to be honest with you, like the reason why 270 and 30-30 and stuff, people are buying it up is because it may not be produced in the quantities just to keep up with the 7.62 by 39, 223, 9mm 45, 10mm that it's going on right now. So that's what's happening. They're going to be producing the popular shooting calibers all spring this year and not producing as much hunting ammo. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing that from sighting in to 4 whitetail and a little bit of shooting in between, I only used 17 rounds this season. So, you know.
And you'll reload those. So.
Yeah, and I will. I'll get a set of dies.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And that's a good point too. Unless you're gonna reload your own hand loads, and someone's like, "Oh, I want to shoot a half MOA." Like, okay, so you want a half MOA gun, and you're gonna go shoot off the shelf bullets. Well, you're already not gonna shoot half away. So yeah, Adam, fantastically good point. Great position to be in. If you're gonna shoot 1 to 1.5 MOA anyway, then that's the ammo you're gonna use. And yeah, perfect gun.
Yep. Walmart still got cheap 30/30 on the shelf. Federal, I think. Pat's on his way.
Yeah.
So, it may not look like it right now, but he's on his way.
If it's Federal Fusion, the 150s, dude, I'm on it.
Mm-hmm. Federal Fusion's actually better than people give it credit for. I only use 930. Yep.
I'm sold.
So we've gone back and forth on 9310 and then the Carpenter steel. I haven't seen any real difference in the two. I think you'd have to run such an insane amount of rounds for it to make a difference. Maybe if you're running a hotter load, it would matter, but we haven't noticed difference. And it's an $80 part, so I don't stress too much about it. If I need another bolt, I mean, it's people spend like $400 on bolts. I've seen this thing recently on like gun deals and stuff, like, oh, you can get this $400 bolt, then it's more, it's more reliable. Like, more reliable than what? It's going to take me a lifetime to run through 4 bolts to cost the same amount. And I just have 2 or 3 extra bolts in a bag. And you just, when you get a range, you need to switch out a bolt. You switch out. I've never needed to switch out a bolt, and I've had these sitting in a bag forever. So don't buy expensive bolts. That's just silly. Buy whatever you like. Maybe buy 2, and you have 1 for the rest of your lifetime.
Unless they're gold, with Punisher's gold, like Chuke does. All right. James P. My local mom in Missouri is totally wiped out on ammo. Not a single box on the shelf. Not even shot shell. Oh, wow. We got plenty of shot shell here.
No.
Speaking of which, my guy that goes filming with me sometimes, he brought over a box of their BBs, but they're lead, 3-inch BB lead, not steel, copper plated, for home defense. They're Hornety. They loaded in a home defense box and everything, critical defense, and they are 3-inch BBs, copper plated. That would make a heck of a home defense load. I've been saving up number 4s, copper plated number 4s, and copper plated number 5 and 6-shot high brass loads whenever I can, because you can't get buckshot. So the next best thing is to get a bigger bird shot, right? And so I've been saving on that for like home defense and that kind of thing. But I to me, by the time I get down to my shotguns, we're in a lot of SO. I'm SOL by the time I get down to my shotguns. So, if I've gone through my rifles and got down to my shotguns, I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm just gonna get there. I'm just gonna get on the floor and start praying, because I know what's about to happen next. So that's that. Yeah, I actually had a bolt break on me, and it was very, very cheap steel. I got it from Anderson, or not Anderson. I don't know, Adam's Arm. It was some company out of Macon, Georgia, when the first Obama run hit, and it was the only place I could get a lightweight upper for my then wife to use, because she was like 4'6", and so I got a lightweight. He turned down a barrel, and he bored out the chamber so that it would take wolf better, and then that thing would not shoot worth a darn. 2 inches at 100 yards is the best I could do. I eventually got a DPMS upper, and it was more quality than that. So, and DPMS is, not known to be the highest quality, although if you spent money on their higher guns, they were good quality. But yeah, so right here had 12 gauge slugs, a few boxes of 22 LR and 30/30. You should have bought all that up. These days, a lot of folks are buying what ammo they can find, then getting the rifle. It's happening. I have a new in the box 6.5 Creedmoor 7 mags, but no ammo. Waited too long. SMH. There you go.
I'm telling you, people are just clearing this shelf off, and they'll come find me that what gun shoots this ammo? And I'm like, what do you have? Oh, I found 6 boxes of this random Wildcat round. Like, I have no idea what shoots that.
Hey, you know what? You know what I found? You know what I can find easier than 9mm these days? 6.5 by 284 Norma. So
6mm arc. 6mm arc is on the shelves here.
And I need to get with you, because I need to get some more. I just have to buy it off you.
There you go. All right. I don't think y'all are that far away. A few hour drive.
I'm East Tennessee.
Rockin' Nebraska.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's a little drive.
Yeah, I think you near I got some family near you, though.
Yeah, I mean, y'all can meet in Missouri. It's no big deal. All right. Spear and Remington said if Americans stopped buying ammunition, they would be able to restock by July. Yeah.
And it's not going to happen. These dudes have 15,000 rounds in a closet. They don't train with none of it. And they're going to be at Academy every morning and buy what they can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys like 50 Beowulf? Never shot it. I like the idea of it. I mean, it'd be a good little AR defense platform. If they make us put 16-inch barrels on our AR pistols, like they were going to do a few weeks ago, then I was considering going 50 Beowulf or 458 SOCOM just for like a bear defense round, finding me a barrel and an upper and fixing all that up to where I could go bear defense with my now rifle. So that's that.
So I love 50 Beowulf. We actually made 3 of them. We just made them 3 identical because all the teammates wanted to have them. That's a smile maker. Like if you can get some 50 Beowulf rounds, there's no better round to just put a smile on your face. It's just a good old go shoot that indoors somewhere and just watch the concussive blast and everyone will stop. Like it's not the nicest thing to do, but man, you get we got like those big old tank brakes on the front of them. Oh, that's super fun. Plus, I will say 50 Beowulf uses the same 6.5 Grendel bolt, so you could easily just change your barrel out between 50 Beowulf, 6.5 Grendel, and then the same 6mm arc, and you have a bolt and BCG for all 3 of those calibers. So it'd be really easy to switch things out, or just switch if you want to switch that bolt carrier between different uppers. I mean, whatever. I love 50 Beowulf though. I wish they would let us show guns on this, but we have some really cool ones. I love that thing.
Yeah. Norma is a monster. Yeah, it's actually not all that hot unless you like work up hot loads for it. I know I'm looking at the Barnes data and the 127 grain Barnes LRX that I killed that caribou with in 6.5 Creedmoor. Out of that 24-inch Creedmoor, it's going 28.89. Out of a 26-inch barrel Norma, according to the load manual, which I think I'll get better, it's going 29.09. So it was literally 20 feet per second difference between the two, according to the loading manual. That was with super performance powder. Now, you could get powders that could get that 127 grain closer to 3,000 in the Norma. So there is that. But, yeah, my Bass Pro did the same thing. There's 270 Wisdom and 300 Wisdom all over the shelves. They're spread out to where it looks like the shelf is full. And nobody uses the Wisdom cartridges, so it's like, So.
Yeah, there was, I stopped in and the Rural King had a bunch of Hornady 4570, and I said, ooh, 4570 for $31.99. And then I realized that their brass is an 1/8 of an inch shorter than everybody else's, and I just said, no, forget it, leave it. So somebody come in behind me and bought up a bunch of 4570, but had Hornady not shortened their brass for the FTX bullet, I'd have been all over it. Because to me,
I would have
it's
been
like
all over it anyway.
Well, no, I mean, as a reloader, that shorter brass, you take 50 cents a round away from me because
I got a friend who'll pay me for that brass because he makes something else out of it, and I forgot who it is. But he'll pay me that 50 cents a round. So I get to practice, and he gets the brass. I forgot what it is he makes. It's a Wildcat if I've ever heard of one. But I see where you're coming from.
It's probably what I shot at the Iraq veteran 2000. What was it? 2019. Anyway, the IV-88 2019. They turned it way down and put this really long bullet in the 4570 brass. That may be what he did. But as for me, I wound up with a bunch of that Hornady brass, and all I do is load subsonics in it because I'm not worried about crimp or anything like that because there's no recoil and it's not sensitive. But I've got a ton of that Hornady brass. I just wish they didn't do that.
Yeah, gotcha. Have you guys seen any info on the 6.8 Western? I'm drooling over it. Yeah, I like the idea. I mean, it's turning a 270 into a 6.5 Creedmoor is what it's doing. So you can load 175 grain high BC bullets, and it looks about as tall as the Norma mag, the 6.5 by 284 Norma. It's not the same case, but it looks about that tall, and so I don't know. Yes, Pat shoots the 4570 Blackout. He loads subsonics in it and subsonic 700 grainers and puts a suppressor on it. So that's what he does.
Yeah, really quiet. I love it. Y'all can check those videos out.
He shoots the grizzly bear in the head, and the grizzly bear doesn't even know he's there. He's like,
oh, dude. Speaking of bears, I got invited for a Montana bear hunt. So I guess we got to see between here and May if that actually plays out.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And I'm not messing with any subsonics, dude.
Also, my fellas, a dozen people standing around the 3.5-inch 12 gauge shells, texting their buddies to see if they need it. We have plenty of 2 3/4 and 3-inch here. We have plenty of 20 gauge. I need to stock up on 20 gauge. I got a 20 gauge for Barrett and a 20 gauge single shot as well. And I need to just stock up on some 20 gauge just to have a little ammo box full of it, and just in case it goes out too. But so yeah, 175 grain, 277 bullet with a G1 of 6.16 ballistic coefficient going 2780. Yeah, I mean that's a 270 6.5 Creedmoor. That's what it is. Yep. Yeah. So very few people need the 3.5-inch shells. You're absolutely right. Right? You don't even need them hunting. You can't kill it with a 3-inch. You don't need to be hunting. You need to be a better duck caller calling it in, or a better turkey caller calling that thing closer. So 20 gauge would be awesome for some videos. Yeah. I'm debating that. So 22 is selling on the shelf here for $80 for 500. Not a bad price for right now. I have 300 to 400 pounds or rounds of 7.62 by 39. It's still $8 a box. I saw it 7.62 by 39 for $12 a box here. So even bullet molds are insanely priced. People doing their own lead. So.
Now I was surprised. I've got a very fancy little 22 on the way, and I needed some match 22. And believe it or not, I just went straight to it, bought it. It's on the way, be here tomorrow. And I said, man, once it gets past 30 cents a round, people won't buy it. But that's kind of where it needs to be because it's the match stuff. And even that Lapua Midas Plus, that was so easily found.
Yeah, some of the 22 match stuff is so expensive that people don't buy it to begin with. So, is what it is.
But it's one of those deals where you put 10 rounds in this tiny little thing, and
there you go. All right, so pounds, he says. Peyton Hayes, all you really need is a 12 gauge. I disagree. I mean, if you're hunting for birds or whatever, yeah, over a 20 gauge, definitely. But all you really like, if you're bugging out, if you're worried about self-defense, home defense, if you're worried about, end of America scenarios, end of the world as we know it, 12 gauge has so much disadvantage because you have to stay in the thick brush where you can use it. If you have to cross an open field, I mean, your target's 150 yards away. Yeah, he's going to get peppered, but if he's got any kind of protection on, it's just going to pepper him. He's going to be shooting. So
you start talking about survival and evasion, and you got the 12 gauge. I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah, I'd rather have a 22 than a 12 gauge in a survival and invasion any day of the week, especially my suppressed 22. Especially with my suppressor on it. All right.
I would also want a 22 other than a 12 gauge just for pure survival.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys are kind of bad. Oh, Jesus loves you too. All right. So Be warned, if you want to start molding now, I throw out half of the wheel weights these days because they are iron or have zinc in them. Well, there you go. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yep, a 12 gauge number 4 shot is all I run. I've got some cheap number 6 low brass. Just have to what? So there we go. Lapua Midas Plus is what my daughter shoots in her Walther KK 500 competition rifle. There you go. His daughter is like one step away from winning the Olympics. So, all right, get a life. We do have a life. Have a great career, a family. So, yeah.
Why is he so mad? Is he mad that we're talking about things that we like?
Yeah.
No, I just sold his house Friday. You get a life.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah. So I do have a life. So anyway,
Jack,
I'm sure
you're a good dude. We feel for you. Whatever you're struggling with, man, I hope it gets better for you.
Yeah. Brownies, take care of that guy. Anyway, let's see. Gabriel Madrid, haha. That's enough of the rude comments. There we go. Love the hair. I guess he's talking about my hair because it's not there anymore. And all right, well,
it ain't mine.
Yeah, nobody loves your hair. You are not Brandon Herrera. Let's see. Think look pretty good if you can't find lead. There you go. There we go. I've never tried it. Sorry I'm late, but I'm sure someone has asked about the 6.5 Western by now. Yeah, Cherry City brought it up. I think it's a cool caliber. Here's my problem with my problem with the 6.8 Western. Here's my problem. I have never had or known people that have had a good Browning or Winchester, Japanese made rifle. They all suck. The throat erodes easy on them in calibers that the throat doesn't erode. The barrels have to be like every 150 rounds, every 100 rounds, you got to resize your bullet coat cartridge overall length to fit your chamber. My last Browning 270, I could only fit 1 round in the chamber and 1 round in the magazine because the rounds were too long to fit that chamber for it to be anywhere near 1 MOA. Those rounds would have to be too big to fit in the magazine. I filed the front of my magazine down. Brownings just absolutely suck as guns. I know some of their new A-Bolt 3s, like the Hell's Canyon Speed, people love, but to me, Brownings aren't worth wiping your butt with. So, and then the Winchester XPRs. So if the caliber takes off in popularity, and you get a new good Remington 700 for whoever bought them, or a good Bergara, or a good Savage, or a good Ruger American or M77 in that caliber, yes, the caliber is great. But my problem is you can only get it in a Browning, and Brownings aren't worth wiping your butt with, and that's my opinion. Maybe, and now I know there are people out there that have Brownings that'll shoot half MOA all day. Great, I'm glad for them. Mine would too, for about 50 to 100 rounds, and then whoever tightened my barrel nut did it on a Friday afternoon at 5:30. That's for sure. So anyway, problem with zinc is the higher melting point, and melting pot for lead only will turn it into a lumpy mess. Yeah, there you go. I did not know. I have not melted my own bullets. Scored 1,000 large rifle primers and 338 rum. Sunday, here comes Gunbroker. Well, you need a large rifle magnum for 338 rum. I hope you have those already. I'm sure you knew that, but you're a knowledgeable guy. But that's that. So, all right. Trying to reload and watch, and it's not going good. There we go. Yeah, I make lovely background noise. So, yeah. So I released a music video today. Go watch my music channel. So, all right. There we go. Somebody just scored on 1,000 large rifle primers. That makes me extremely jealous at the moment. And so we're going to end the chat on that note because I don't want to let my jealousy show. So anyway, what do you guys got? I mean, we talked about it earlier. What do you guys got coming up on your channels? So,
Pat, you want to go ahead? You can start us out.
Oh, well, basically, I've just got this extremely accurate little 22 that's supposed to be on the way. And of course, my Smith & Wesson 627 is coming back from TK Custom. I'm having a really slick trigger job done on it. I've got some stuff coming up from ARFCOM. I had some pre-release Vortex. I had their Radiant Carbon 2 before release. They've got their, it's the Spark Solar. So you guys were used to the Spark series. They come out with a Solar that's going to be on ARFCOM. Then I had their 3X, one of their 3X red dots. I'll be running that one soon. And what else have I got? I just need to get out with a camera. Here lately, I've just been out shooting and just kind of not turning the camera on. So that's my problem.
there you go. There you go. All right. What do you got going on, Walsh?
So like we said before when we first started, we got a 6.5, sorry, not 6.5, 6 millimeter arc series we're running through. So we did some off the shelf loads, and now we're working through those actual, doing our ladder loads. We're kind of going to see what our gun likes. I will say we have two different 6 millimeter arcs, one from our channel and one from a sister channel. And it's pretty obvious that there are some different loads that different barrels like. So you know, if you see our video, watch with a grain of salt that just because that load may work in our barrel and a different load works another, know that a completely different one may work better in yours. Other than that, we got a bunch of plate carriers coming in. So I'm going to review on a bunch of different types of plate carriers, seeing what's good, seeing what's junk, seeing what's worth your money. I hate when people go out there and spend like $400 on a plate carrier. I think there's a time and a place for that. I think for most civilians, you don't need that. I think we're going to be having some cool 2021 optics that we're going to be having a chance to look at, kind of what Pat was saying. We got some other cool ones coming out. I'm hoping to get my hands on them. I heard some words, but everything's tied up in shipping and everything's so like, well, we'll see. We got some stuff slated for you guys. So hopefully I got some cool stuff I can say for you about what we're going to be looking at. I do still have this, like you said, like Pat was saying, I got to get out to the range. I have this whole optic I've been sitting on for months. This thing is fantastic. I just want to shoot it. And I just got to get out there and shoot myself. But I want to show people some of the differences between, you know, shooting by doing the turret adjustments or by just doing a holdover. Like Chuck's saying, you can do that. That's a way to do it, a very effective way, particularly when you're hunting. Most long range shooters don't like to do that because they like to have that same point of aim like all the time. It's kind of just muscle memory. But I want to go over some of the different ways of the two different styles and why you'd want to use them and what would be important. So yeah, stay tuned. We got all kinds of different random stuff. Oh yeah, tactical gloves. We're doing that on Friday. So I'll shoot out on gloves. Most of them suck.
All right. Yeah. So coming up on my channel, we are this week we have a 12.5-inch AR-10 pistol. We're running that over the chronograph, see how much velocity we lost. One of my viewers who was in the chat last week hit me up on Instagram. We started texting and stuff, and we went out there and we shot his over the chronograph AR-10 pistol at 308. So how much velocity are you going to lose? You know, it's supposed to be going 2750, 2800 with a 150 grain bullet. Are you going to get anywhere close to that? So there is that. And then I've also got in the process of uploading right now. It's in the other web browser uploading right now. The 9-inch Lone Wolf barrel for the Glock 40, 10 millimeter, Glock 40 or Glock 20, the same barrel fits both, I think. And so do we actually get a lot faster velocity with that 9-inch barrel? I think a lot of people are going to be surprised by what happens with that barrel. But Lone Wolf did send it back to me. They did fix it. I had to jerk around their customer service a little bit to get it there, but they did fine. That's the good thing. We bought the barrel because we couldn't find a 10-inch barrel, and my buddy's got a 10-inch 41 Magnum. So we're going to prove that 10 millimeter is not close to 41 Magnum, as everybody goes, oh, 10 millimeters the same as a 41 Magnum. No, it's not. If you read ballistics charts, it's close to the old 41 Magnum police load, but it's not close to a 41 Magnum, you know? And that's how the rumor got started. So we're going to be going and doing that probably next month. We haven't shot the film on that yet. But we are definitely going to do that, and that's why we got the 9-inch barrel. And then I've got a 6.5 Creedmoor versus 270 coming up. I'm actually that's downstairs on my other computer on the editor right now. I'm getting all the clips together for that, and I'm going to put all that together because I've actually found a 6.5 Creedmoor round that goes well over 3,000 feet per second, and it's not too far off the grain of a 270, so it's going to be close. It's going to be close. All right. 10 millimeters the same as 41 Magnum when the 41 Magnum is loaded at 10 millimeter velocities. Exactly. Here's the thing, though. Even when the 41 Magnum is loaded at 10 millimeter velocities, it's still got a heavier bullet. You know, I mean, 210 grain is not uncommon for 41 Magnum. The Buffalo bore stuff is 265 grain hard cast, and that's what we're going to do. Make it a versus. But yeah, the 41 Magnum is definitely not a 10 millimeter, and vice versa. So they were, yeah, the old police load was loaded down from 41 Magnum. So so there we go. All right. So good, James, you got the job. Okay, I didn't know you were didn't have a job, so I'm glad you got the job. All right, praise the Lord. That's good for James. All right. So everybody, congratulations, James. So everybody, we're gonna get off of here. I gotta go finish editing that video so I can upload it. Look for load data using R17. Yeah, if I could find any R17 powder up here. I can't find any rifle powder, period, right now. No rifle powder at all, except for some Western brand powder that's made for like 4440 or something like that. So some old cowboy load. So good night, guys. There we go. All right. Again, God bless. Take care. We will see you at the range.